Son, where'd you find this?
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Slave song, slave ship, rip skin, maybe rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak. They tell me they're tired as a friend on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep. Longing and singing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed. Begging a generation to remember our story.
Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace, blessings. Honor to the Most High. Happy Tuesday, good people.
Yes, good morning.
Hope all is well with you, Sarah, and the good folks that's in the building. Shout out to my poets, writers, content creators. I got to give them their flowers, of course. How you feeling this morning?
Oh, good. Taco Tuesday.
You know, it's weird. I still, yet to this day, have not had one.
Excuse me?
I've never had one.
Okay. This conversation is over.
It's. I think it's because
you grew up on it. That's why.
I think it was how I was raised. Like, someone introduced it to me when I was younger, and they didn't put me on the right way, so it kind of turned me off to it. But
right.
I'm not opposed to them. It's just, if you're going to introduce somebody to something, make sure it's something that's actually good, that you like.
Yeah.
So, because you want to give them the right introduction to it.
You're right. Like the authentic, excitement. I'm not going to let you down. This is your first time trying. You want it to stick.
Exactly. Look, y'all see the title. I got something I want to play for y'all. This is crazy, man. I don't know how our justice system operate. I don't know, like, how they let things like this happen. But I want y'all to see this. I'm gonna bring it up on the big screen. I'm gonna let it play out, and we gotta have a conversation. Let me bring this up here real quick. What screen do I want? Let's go with this one.
He's a sexually dangerous predator, which means he's at a higher risk of reoffending, and investigators say that's what he did. He's accused of inappropriately touching children in this South Cobb neighborhood. Parents tape flyers on doors. Police warned the community as they try to identify a man accused of molesting children. Nearly 1 week later, his son Rowan is in jail.
It was very much a lot of amazing work put in by our investigators, investigators from other agencies.
Rowan, a convicted sex offender, is listed as a sexually dangerous predator on the Georgia Sex Offender Registry. He's accused of luring and molesting 3 children in Mableton. Last week, we spoke with a woman who lives in an apartment complex where one of the crimes happened.
He actually did take a little boy that was in my apartment complex into the back of the woods.
Our investigators also discovered that there were cases involving Douglasville Police Department as well as the Douglas County Sheriff's Office.
Stockbridge Police told me Cobb County Police tracked Rowan to a park in their jurisdiction Tuesday night.
He did have on an ankle monitor, as well as he was being tracked by cell phone. He fled into the woods and obtained a vehicle, where he then fled inside the vehicle. The officers were able to follow him.
Stockbridge Police arrested Rowan, who was booked into the Cobb County Jail. Police won't tell us how they identified Rowan, but they said tips from the community were beneficial. We learned that he was convicted of child molestation in 2013 and was actually on probation for another crime at the time of his arrest last night. He's facing a number of charges in this most recent case. GBI said.
Hey, ladies first, what's your initial take on this clip, on this story? No, nothing. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm glad they got him right. Here's my problem. How are we here still? There's no possible way that the system could be that flawed. I refuse to believe that. I absolutely refuse to believe that after all of these decades that we are still at a place in time where a person with these type of accusations can still somehow, some way end up released and back on the streets, given just the title alone. You will forever be known as the man who touches on kids. That alone, to me, should automatically put you behind bars for life. I don't think any abuser that is associated with kids should ever be released. There's no rehabilitation for child molesters, period. So I first watched the video. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm angry. I'm glad that somebody had the balls to say, look, here he is, come get him. Otherwise, who knows how long he would have been out here roaming these streets. I got you, Sarah. When you watch this video, like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? What are you thinking about when you see this?
There's no turning back. He's not allowed to be able to live He's not allowed to breathe. He needs to be just burned at the stake, because you don't go around hurting little ones. I don't care how crazy your headspace or your mind, that's a big no-no. There is so much other things you can be doing. You don't take it out on someone else. And to get away with it, who knows? He's been doing it for some time. He's been getting away with it sometime, but it's just caught up on him now. So when I see it, as I said, I saw it last night. I thought, let me just, and I was like, nah, I couldn't. I thought, nah. My stomach was turning. It was just like, it's unhealthy. It is wrong with so many levels. He shouldn't even go to jail. Burnt at the stake. I'm sorry. Give him the electric chair. Whatever. I know that's extreme, but when you're doing that to poor little, whatever age ranges when it comes to other children, or you don't do that. You're sick and you're lost and you're twisted, and it's damaging. What message are you sending out to a grown? Aren't you supposed to be representing an example of who you are as a person? That's not an example. There's too many loose cannons upstairs.
Yeah, I don't have, like, there's no excuse for that type of shit to me, because it's like, in my head, you got demons for sure, but also you have a certain consciousness that allows you to go through with it, superseding empathetic feeling. You don't give a shit about what effects this may have on a child. You don't care what it's going to do to the family. You don't care about how it's going to make you look or appear to the community. Your only concern is that the gratification that you get out of it. Don't know how you ended up becoming so wired for that type of shit. Like, who in their right mind at a grown age is attracted or turned on by children? But you intentionally, and it's like you have 9. Oh, damn! Do I got 9 cases, over 20 charges? So this ain't your first time. This ain't your second, third, fourth. You've been doing this shit for a while. And it's crazy because you were supposed to be a registered offender. How the hell? I'm still stuck at how you were even released back into the street. R. Kelly is in jail for what, 30 years or some shit like that. Like, how are you even let go? And like, for me, it's not even just about him. It's about everyone from the Epstein files all the way down. Anybody who put their hands on children, whether or not you've been caught for it or not, you do not deserve to walk and breathe the same air as me. Period.
And I'm glad you said that, you brought up R. Kelly, because look, I loved his music. I still love his music, but I could hear in his songs something wasn't right. It was just, but then when it came to light, yeah, like I said, you have to, not just him, even with the Epstein files or Epstein, like, you have all this wealth, you have all this fame, and use it and put it to good use. Like, I don't know, it just, what happened to you when you were growing up? That's my question. You know what I mean? What was your upbringing? What was your surroundings? You know what I mean? We have decisions and we have choices this day and age. But it's just like, you have to be some sick fuck to go there. You know what I mean? Even beyond, like words can't explain. Like I sit back, I go, trust me. I look around, I look at people, I go, we're in a modern stage and age where we can do and put good back into the world. We have no excuse right now. We have everything at our fingertips. And this asshole, you know, like I said, for the children, you know, that's scarred them for life. For life. They're not going to be able to feel good about themselves. They're not going to be able to be productive because, you know, who's to say you poison or infected them? They don't know any better. They think it's normal. So we're just going to continue. You don't know what goes on in their minds. If they're not strong enough and it's not in the right, like, family strong setting, everything starts at the home.
That tribe is important. You got to have a strong foundation at home, a watchman, multiple. Because I grew up like that, where you have different family members that become outcasted. They're the black sheep. They might go against the grain and say and do things that's completely opposite of everybody else. And sometimes you focus a little bit more on the golden child than you do the ones that absolutely need your attention. Right. So, like in this case, I don't know if that was his thing. Maybe I always wonder were they touched on, so now they're doing it. Because the sins of the father, the generational curse thing is real. I don't know why people don't think it exists, but it does. Alcoholism gets passed on. People will get addicted to drugs, cheating, coveting, you name it. Like if your parents were out here wilding out and they didn't stop it, like they have to change for themselves first, become the example that you need so that you don't end up mimicking them, because it's starting the house, like you said. If they don't stop it, you pick up and carry the torch. It's just like a track meet. One torch gets passed to the next, and all we end up doing is passing it on and on and on to the next person, and then people wondering why folks are losing their minds out here. They in psych wards, they in jail, in and out, passing STDs around. I did a show the other day where a man spent 12 years in jail because he gave 300 women HIV. He gave 300 women HIV. They released him after 12 years. They didn't want him back in the public, so they put him in like a mental institute. But my thing was, why is he even being put in a mental institution? He should be in prison for life. And even then, he's serving the death sentence. 300. I thought that was just extremely far fetched. Ain't no way in the world someone could actually get away with 300. But 300 people out here. I don't know if they're alive or not. 300. And I say all that to say this. Who taught him? Who raised him to be like that?
Exactly. What was your upbringing on? What was your home? What was your setting? Look, I like looking back my own, I saw at an early age, I thought, nah, with my own family. I remember oh my gosh, my crazy sister. Could you imagine? Let me just paint you a picture. Can you imagine being an Australian Egyptian Muslim growing up in a Western society? I lost my identity. I didn't know who I was. So with this guy infecting HIV, 300 people, or like 300 different cases. What, you think this is fun? Is this entertainment for you? Like, come on, man. After the 10th one, you'll be like, okay, I need to stop. But the numbers are just so, it's so, yeah. This day and age, I don't understand, and I don't know what goes through people's minds, because there is a lot of sick, lonely, fucked up souls in the world, and I get it. I really do, because I've traveled all over the US as well, especially the small towns. But when they have so much time on their hands, or if they're not working, or they're trying to fill the gap, especially like smaller towns, it's like high unemployment. You know what I mean? I get it. I understand. But as I said, it all begins and starts in the home. If you're seeing it from your mother or your father, even from your cousin, and as you know, they tend to congregate too. And they all kind of like, it's not always just one. They all they're in packs, and then it spreads like wildfire. Wildfire. Oof, oof, oof. The coffee's not kicked in yet. Ew, this is some dark. Yeah. But I'm so glad that you are bringing these conversations, bringing it to light, allowing that this is real shit. And as I said, where's the system? And you know what really, really pisses me off? When I hear the word jurisdiction, I go, don't you start with that jurisdiction bullshit, because that's a cover-up and that's a hiding. That's a word. I go, it's about the I go, don't you start. Don't give me that. Oh boy, that's a whole topic I can talk on. When I hear that, I go, you're not addressing the situation. You don't want to take accountability. Anyway, okay, let me mic up. Oof, oof, oof.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. That's why they are successful in protecting people in high places, using these using these little loopholes to cover up the fact that, well, you have dirt. We don't want this out. It's going to affect the political run that we are campaigning for. So let's put this jargon in front of them, and then eat it up, accept it, and move on. But everybody ain't going to shut up. And I sure say, ain't. Like I said, I don't really care about like the algorithm stuff. What I have an issue with is you are telling us how much you really care about your citizens, while telling us to rely on you and trust in you, but you're still letting the Kraken out every other day into our neighborhoods in the form of politicians and a culture that most of us don't even agree with.
And it's a cover-up. It is, like I said, this type of behavior, why you're allowing it? Who's accepting it? Why are you feeling it's always the weak souls, the weak peoples, the ones that don't have a voice? That's where they're the ones that kind of thrive on it. They're the ones that kind of like have an opinion, because they are just not aware enough, they're not educated enough, they don't read about it enough. As I said, they're probably, from a small upbringing or small, town. Because at the end of the day, if this is, which it is, this is real, like real talk, real matters, real situations, real issues. Who's paying off who at the end of the day? Why are we scapegoating this? Why aren't we addressing this? Why isn't this being going to the city hall? Why is this not being presented to the judges? You know what I mean? Is it another statistic, another case? Oh, let's just kind of, yeah.
Now you was cooking.
Yeah, it just makes me wild, because I sit back and I'm thinking, Why are you allowing this to happen and to continue? This is a big no-no. You know what I mean? Because this day and age, we have everything at our fingertips. This is not allowed. Burn them at the stake. You do something like that? Nah. Don't even get the chance to go to jail. Electric chair? I don't care. I know that's harsh and blunt, but no. It's wrong on my levels. On all levels. I said if I was a judge, my next life, oh my gosh, I go, oh, I'll be like just crucifying.
There's nothing that you can say to me that's gonna, as a judge, allow me to let you walk out of my courtroom if they're not in cuffs. Are you crazy? And as a neighborhood watchman or just a decent human being who knows these kids just riding their bikes up and down my street, I'm gonna look at you differently if I see that living 2 doors down from me is somebody who is well known for taking the youth away from little boys and girls without their consent. You allowed this. You gave them a chance to be out here with us. You said, look, based off of the evidence that we have and blah, 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 we're going to give you another opportunity to be out here, get a job, and be a productive citizen. What about this did you think was going to register in the minds of parents and adults alike? And they were going to look at this like, well, okay, so he touched on 20 different people, 20 different kids, but he said he's sorry, so it's okay. We forgive him.
There is no sorry. There is no turning back. He knows who the fuck he is, and he knows what he's doing. He's just been able to get away with it for so long. And he just got, and now, justice is bringing it to light, or justice is, is being served. No, you put him in an electric chair, cuff him, burn up the stake, because I'm just like, no, I didn't give a damn. As I said, he doesn't need to be in a cell. That's a wasted space. He needs to be out in the paddocks, or out and just like be treated like a damn animal. You know what I mean? Or put him in the, those fighting cages. Use him as bait. That'll teach you. That'll, whip him into place. Ooh.
I don't think there's no rehabilitation. We've had conversations about this up here before.
That's my point. There is no rehabilitation. None of that. That's what I'm saying. Use him as bait. You know what I mean? I thought that's a waste of space. You know what I mean? Like, you can't come back from that. You know what I mean? There's no courses for that. There's no what is it? Support group. So what? Are you serious? Oh, what are you doing today? Oh, I had a support group for unfortunately, molesting children. Come again?
Cut it out.
Yes, you can't. You can't. Oh, maybe let me go apply for a job. Oh, what have you been doing for the last 5 years of your life? You can't put that down. You can't write that down. They take one look of it and get the hell out. You know what I mean? You're not even going to get an interview. You know what I mean? You can't put that on resumes. You know what I mean? Like, you are branded. Like, that's it. You're blackboard for life. And you should have thought about that before you did what you did. And you, as I said, there's no remorse. no remorse. Like, in a sense, I just look at people, and I don't know about you, and I'm out and about in the real world. I know I look at people in a sense because I'm a huge when it comes to observing, huge, and I'm always kind of like have all these little thoughts and ideas. I go, ooh, where would they be if they really wanted to do what they really wanted to do in life? Or how was their upbringing? Or did they travel? Oh, did they have speak another language? I have all these. So my imagination just goes in different languages, goes in different areas. And even just having a little small conversation, I already know within like 30 minutes. Oh, sorry, 30 minutes. 30 to about a few minutes. All right, I already know. But anyway, never mind. I'm digressing. But as I said, yeah, and Atlanta, you know what I mean? Like, whew, I know each state has different laws. So my question to you or to the audience or to all the listeners is like, who's supporting this? Who's condoning this? That's what I like to know. Where's the judge? Why they signed off on it? You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be sick to your stomach when you're, filling out the paperwork. You know what I mean? Like, because your name's on this, and your name's on that for life.
I will say this, right? First and foremost, it's not that he just got caught. It's the fact that bothers me is that he's been caught before, but he's been released again. That's the issue I have with it. Because how the hell do you? I swear, just send the flood, and start over. As far as like the entire judicial system, just wipe that shit clean, man. Because I'll never understand that part. Pat, I agree with you, brother. It doesn't really matter what we say or do. Like, the reason why we're having the conversation is because right now we are all in this together, whether or not people want to agree with that or not. Because guess what? You probably live next door to somebody who does stuff like this. Like, I'm not actively on these websites saying, let me see how many people in my city are child molesters. I don't look for that shit. I should. I don't.
But isn't there an offender list? There's an offender list for each state.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing about it. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. It's not like it's in one part of the world. No, you have them everywhere. Name me one state, one country where they're just child molester free. You can't. It's impossible. And that's just a testimony as to how sick our race is. The like some of the people that dwell here on this earth that still get free passes and they still get grace and mercy to live amongst us, because we all sin, we all screw up. It's just to show you how different we all are. Everybody is not rational. Everybody is not unleavened. It's impossible to think that everybody is going to be nice and cordial and shake your hand and be forthcoming of information and humble. Nah, we got literal monsters. We have everything that you could think of on this earth. And that's one of the reasons you should be prayer up. You should have a community. These conversations need to happen. Accountability partners need to come together and start to establish infrastructures that facilitate more covering over these young minds in all facets. But I agree, God will definitely be the one that judges. I mean, the only one that can properly judge stuff like this. That's why I've always been very like neutral with the death penalty and things of that nature, because who God decides to use is none of my business. If he wants to use a murderer, he has a reason for it. I'm not going to question that. If he want to use this person or that person, hey, who am I to judge? I've done things that are probably just as bad. As far as we're concerned, every sin is equal. None is bigger or smaller than the next one. So I don't know. I still don't want to live next door to no molesters or people who rape women and rape. I don't want to be around that or near it.
I'm the same. Like I like Dirty Patch's comment. Regardless, God will judge this. He has no idea, which is true. Like if you're a believer, whatever you are, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, if you are a believer, you don't do that because the guilt will eat you up, let alone if you're in the right mind frame. You know what I mean? If you're in the right mind, like, because I'm sitting back, I'm like, and I like what you said earlier too, that he's done it so many times, but he's allowed to go back out into society. Like, are you serious? Like, and and it's interesting you said, obviously you do not want to be around those type of people. You don't want to be living next to it, but it is in our neighborhoods. That's the thing. And I'm a great believer. I don't know. Energy speaks, religion speaks, and there's always, as you know, light attracts light, dark attracts dark. And you can always, as you know, you get this kind of weird, like, oh, I've got to stay away from it. You feel it, like, oh, what's going on there? Something's off. And the sheer fact that we don't know our neighbors. We don't know who we're living next to. You know what I mean? Like this is the, I don't like this as well. It's another thing why I don't like being in this, out here in the States, is that you don't know who's in your community. You don't know who's really who. And we should, what's that? Love our neighbor. Oh, hell no, there's no love. Sorry, no offense. But I'm just like, what? Everyone's just trying to keep to themselves or trying to outdo each other. And the sheer fact, which really, really threw me, is like, there's a list and it's for public records. You know what I mean? Could you imagine living next to that or being around it? Because those people tend to stick together. It's not something you can go, you can talk to or go have a cup of coffee with.
Right.
What could you possibly have in common with? You know what I mean? Anyway, never mind.
Unless you're one of them people, they got groups for this type of shit. I can't remember the name of it. It's like they got a camp. There's a camp that it trains and facilitates these type of activities for adults who want to partake in it. It's a real thing. I can't remember the name of it. I did a live on it and I did a reaction on it. It's on here somewhere. You don't understand how some people's mind work until you start scrolling on social media. And then you looking at these stories like, what the hell am I in here looking at right now? I can't believe this is actually real. I can't believe this is happening.
I know, obviously, just being out here, my short period of time out here, there is this dark cloud, or there's this heaviness that's in the state. I can't explain it, and I don't want to say, but I'm going to. But it's like us foreigners, we kind of feel and pick it up. Like we go, what? Because everything is so. I feel, this is me though. I feel like everything is suppressed. Um, and everything is always, let's fix it like a band-aid version. You know what I mean? Just let's tuck it underneath the rug. And it's not until we have conversations like you and I, or you see it on socials, and I'm just like, really? Is that what really went down? Is this what's going on? This is supposedly in our community? Is this what our society is building on? It's scary. It is so scary. You know what I mean? Like I can't, like the stories what I'm reading and coming across, I can't talk to my obviously friends or family obviously back home, because they're like, what do you want? What's going on? I go, this is real stuff. This is what's going on. They're like, oh no, that's too much for me. That's too much. But as I said, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to speak on it. They don't want to address it. They make them feel uncomfortable. They want the light conversations, the band-aid version, the scapegoat. But yeah, as I said, this scares me, and it's just gonna, I don't want to say, but it's just gonna get darker and heavier, and it's gonna progress, because at the end of the day, we're not finding solutions. We're not fixing, we're not addressing. It's just, we have to find a way where we can break the cycle. That's what it is. And it all starts with us. Healthy, strong-minded individuals in the society, in your community, they're going to put a stand. And as you know, a lot of people are going to not like it. You're going to be the villain.
All of it is by design. Everything that is happening is by design, whether or not we're participating or not participating. And it's all structured to separate and destroy communities and cultures all alike. Brought me back to what you said earlier about why do these different locations, these publishers, these authors, and these rappers, singers, these judges and prosecutors continuously contradict themselves. For me, it's all by design. You put out certain music to influence. You create a system that gives the wrong people the opportunity to be repeat offenders. And then you dress it up like you're being fair to both sides. All reality is a bunch of greedy people with money and power. They're manipulating the rules to benefit them. Let's put a whole lot of jokers out here in the street. I'm not talking about the playing card. I'm talking about the Joker from Batman. Put a whole bunch of jokers out here in the community to run rampant and do whatever the hell they want. Pretend like you're not the cause of the diagnosis, and then prescribe the people with a drug that keeps them sick, but make it seem like this is the only way we know how to fix the problem. It just all sounds like.
I like that. It's like, drug them up. This is not self-medication right now. Let's give them a prescription. Let's, get them so dependent on medication that they can't think for themselves. And then they wonder why their minds go into dark, twisted places or areas in their lives. And then they take it out, on the young and the impressionable. Like, I sit back and, like, for example, when you go to a CVS or Walgreens or any of these pharmacies, how long are those lines? How long are those lines? I'm sitting back and I go, what? Is everyone on something? Is everyone medicated on something? Like, I'm just like, don't you want to, take care of yourself on a natural state? No. Let's just quick fix it. No. Let me go get a prescription. And the sheer fact that, those type of people are, once again, they are so far gone. The quick and easy way to fix it is to medicate them. And that in itself, the body gets used to it. And as much as the body gets used to it, what do? I'll give another prescription. Let's get a little stronger. That's not working now. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, no. Yeah, as I said, the ability to address those type of people, you just can't. You just can't. You know what I mean? And as you know, the system is designed for those people. They need those type of people. You know what I mean? Not that I need them, but they're the ones that just keeps multiplying. Just keeps multiplying and it keeps growing. If they address the problem early on, we wouldn't be having this conversation or we wouldn't be in this situation at all. It is just so scary that, as I said, I when I look around and I watch people and, what's going on in your life? Do I really want to know? Actually, I don't. Because you have everything at your fingertips and your mind should be in the right place and you leave it to the man upstairs. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Oh, they need them. You need the drug dealers. You need the OnlyFans models. You need the molesters. You can't have a fully functional system. A fully functional system isn't cost effective. It doesn't bring in the money. So you can't have a fully functional car, because if the car's operating the way it's supposed to, then we can't charge you to get things fixed. And that's the whole point of this. This is what I've come to understand with the fickleness of humans. If you're anyone like a Trump or anyone in that type of a status, you are more likely to be against the people more than we are against each other. We think we are really each other's enemy when the real problem is the ones who they look at this blueprint on their table. They know how to attack and address each issue, use it to their advantage to profit off of it. So if you don't have people out here loitering in front of these liquor stores and these gas stations, then you can't make the property value go down. You can't bring real true revenue into those communities because nobody wants to risk their lives going into impoverished areas. You give people a pill to pop for HIV so that they feel more comfortable having HIV versus practicing abstinence. Oh, I can take this pill and still, and as long as I pop this pill, that means I won't transfer and people will be more comfortable with having it than like the fact that Trump is still in the office and he's known for everything and he's guilty of everything that he's been accused of. It tells you everything you need to know about men like this who can still walk around after they finally getting caught touching on kids, just trafficking, all that. So to answer your question, what we can do is stop being so egomaniacal and start actually working together. Start sharing information and resources. Stop supporting systems that don't work in our favor, that work against us. Sharing more information about who's in our neighborhoods that are dangerous. Holding our government accountable for falling short because they're not really doing their job. They're failing us. And like there's a plethora of other things, but I mean, I digress. I'll never. I've come to the conclusion that the reason why this man was able to get out and do what he did is 20 charges is crazy. 9 counts is crazy. That just shows me that y'all purposely are doing this shit.
You're allowing it to continue. That's what it is. Like, you're allowing this poor behavior and you're allowing him to get away with it. Why? Why? Who's paying who?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Harry Harrison. Pat, I see you. I appreciate you for tapping in this morning, brother. If you're still here, salutes to everybody who pulled up this morning. This is a great discussion. Needed to have it. Do me a solid, folks. Like, share, repost. Let the people know what we were talking about and why we were talking about it. It is a detriment to keep our mouths closed on these type of discussions. You have nieces, nephews, sons, and daughters that are going to school with pedophiles, that are living in these areas with them, and we got to do something about it because they're not going to come to our aid to do anything. We got to do it. Period. So if you don't have anything you want to say to the audience before we go, y'all do me a solid.
What's the goddamn button?
Tonight, we got another one for you. Tap in. Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf. We gotta get in. So if y'all around, tap in with us. I'll see y'all later. Have a blessed day. And we out.
Okay. Have a good one, guys.
Slave song, slave ship, rip skin, maybe rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak. They tell me they're tired as a brain on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep. Long in this singing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed. Begging that generations remember our story.